massive football game between Ohio State and Texas. They're in Columbus, Ohio. As you mentioned, big noon kickoff in town for that football game. Let's get after it. We're going to give you the keys to the matchup. I'll start first and foremost with the most important key for both of these football teams. You got to get these young quarterbacks off to a decent start, okay? It goes without saying that both of these guys are going to have a lot of pressure on them. Arch being first start on the road in a massive environment like this. I know we had 2 starts last year, but they don't match up to any of the caliber of weight that this one does. Obviously, everybody knows this will be Julian Saint's first go at it in terms of starting a football game. I think Sark is going to do a really good job of getting Arch easy explosives. That's by nature of him as a coordinator. I have zero doubts about that. There will be some type of tight end slip or some type of fake screen that gets the ball out of Arch hands really fast, and there's an explosive after the catch. For Ohio State, I would imagine they will have pretty much everything to their disposal, right? We're going to show you on film. I expect Texas to have a very similar game plan to what they had in that, what was that, the Peach Bowl? When did they play? Where did they play Ohio State last year?
Pretty sure
in the playoffs. Was that the Peach Bowl?
Peach Bowl.
I think it was the Peach Bowl.
Arizona State, Texas was the Peach Bowl.
That was Cotton Bowl, I thought.
Cotton? Either way.
No, you're right. They played the Cotton Bowl.
You are right.
They played the Cotton Bowl.
Out there. I got it flip-flopped.
State was Cotton Bowl. But either way, I think it's going to be very similar defensive game plan for those guys from Texas. Try to keep everything up underneath you. Do not let Jeremiah Smith and this wide receiver core run behind you. So I think all that easy completion stuff underneath, I think they feed that early in the football game to give Julian Saint some confidence early on. But get these cues up and going quickly in this football game. Give them some juice and some confidence.
Yeah, not just the cues. I think whichever team gets warm first. Because look, this is the first game of the season. There's going to be some, not necessarily rust because you haven't played, but just some cobwebs to shake off. Whoever can get going and get into a flow, whether that's on defense or offense, I think it goes deeper than quarterbacks. Which team is playing more cohesively will be at a very strong advantage.
And clean, Kirby.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how well coached you are, some of these teams get a little bit too ramped up in pregame or whatever it is. They come out just sloppy play, pre-snap penalties, things like that.
And that's all extenuated in week one because you haven't played before, and it's a really big game. So,
good point.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think it's a bigger deal for Ohio State specifically to get off to like a nice, easy, clean start. Because if you can immediately get this fan base attached to Julian Saint and get that fan base, like all 100,000 of them that are packed in that stadium, believing in this guy, quick off to the game, I think that's a big advantage for Ohio State.
Oh, boys, we got a ball knower in the chat. I start seeing some terms like switch, bracket, some QQH, quarter, half.
He be dropping ball knowledge in the Discord.
Ball in the chat tonight. My God. Woo, you found the right place. What were you doing in other YouTube channels? You know what I mean? What were you doing in those chats? But yeah, thank you. That's some ball knowledge up in there in the chat. We're going back and watching that football game pretty soon here on the channel. Going to go try to find some keys, some film keys in that one. I think another key right here, guys, who can actually take away the run with light boxes, right? Just talked about it with Texas's game plan towards Ohio State's offense in that game, playing a lot of soft coverage, right? Vic's mixing the coverage, doing whatever, but in the box they played it light all game, all right, and did a really good job, I thought, limiting the run. I mean, the only explosive play in that game was Travion Henderson's screen pass. That was not a traditional run, all right? So they did a really good job of kind of limiting Quinshon Judkins and that run game from Ohio State and Travion Henderson with light boxes. That being said, are they going to be able to do that again this year, right? We've talked about on this network how great they were in that box last year with those defensive linemen. I know Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill are back, but I'm talking about that beef in the middle from Texas last year, 88, 45, 15, right? Big NFL bodies. They replaced them with NFL bodies. Are those guys as good? We'll find out in this football game. I think it's a key to this match.
Yeah, and I think playing into that, it's why I specifically put Ohio State's defensive line has to be disruptive in this game because of how we know that Texas likes to run the football. It's going to be a lot of wide zones. So you have to have your disruptive front. But I also added into here, especially after we watched some Caleb Downs this offseason, I think that he's going to play, like he always plays a massive role in every game, but I think he specifically is going to be huge in this game because of how patient he is and how free he plays. If they're going to let him play freely as he did this year, I think that he'll just be like a complete X factor in this football game.
He's probably the first extended, not a box player that you have to locate at all times in college football since maybe Isaiah Simmons. because of the way that they play him. They don't play him in one style of football. All right, and from what I've seen, they've actually experimented with him playing at nickel this fall camp because they have 2 young safeties that they feel like they got to get up on the field, and that might be their best situation. So just let him kind of rotate everywhere, which means if you're Arch Manning, where's number 2? We better be finding him and seeing what they got going on. It's another thing to add into your, pre-snap identification processes.
Yeah, I think we all kind of have a similar vein of how effective the running game can be, because Texas, if they can implement a strong wide zone and really stretch Ohio State's defense, that's going to be an issue. If Ohio State's running game doesn't miss a step after losing Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, they'll be very good. So I think, again, it's a cliche take, but whoever runs the ball more effectively this year or in this game is probably going to be in very good position. I know we talk about the quarterback battle a lot. Julian Sayin versus Arch Manning gets a really, really big battle, but I think the running game is going to be the more pivotal role in this game.
Shout out to Josh Armstrong in the chat. Hey, boys, baby was born early this afternoon, 8 pounds, 2 ounce. Mama and baby are doing great. Still got to get my Film Guy network in, though.
Hell yeah.
Hospital TV blows. That boy, Josh Armstrong, we ain't done it in a minute. Hey, give him 3. Hell yeah. We got a certified ball knower in training right there in the hospital bed right about now.
Congrats,
hey, I hope
Josh.
your swaddle game's tight. If you need some tips, holla at your boy. All right, I'm a good burrito master with the swaddle game. You don't even know about the swaddle game, do you?
Not yet.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know about it myself yet, is what I'm saying.
Hey, little pro tip here for you, Josh. Get a swaddle with the baby's name on it. Makes for cute newborn photos.
Very nice.
Yep. Just all kinds of love and growth on the network tonight. We love to see it. Go ahead.
I was going to say that I think an indicator for me in this football game as to like who is going to actually win this game, because I think it's going to be a super close football game. I think the winning coach is going to be the one who makes the first big adjustment. Whichever because I think with like
steal a key, why don't you?
Oh, okay, all right. I just think with like the style of players that are going to be in this game, like facing Jeremiah Smith, facing a guy like Arch Manning who can add in on the run game if you need him to, and like facing against a wide zone offense and like kind of figuring out what Julian's saying, how he's going to operate, things like that. I think whichever coach like adjusts offensively or defensively, that coach is ahead of the curve. They're going to win the football game.
I think the most important key to this football game, apart from the young quarterback starts and whatever, is how does Texas's coaching staff adjust? Because you got curveballs coming your way, I would imagine. Like, what is Brian Hartline going to be as an offensive coordinator? Like, yeah, we know it's going to be Ohio State offense, which means they're going to be in some version of the spread. You're going to get multiple formations, probably out of 11 personnel. They've never really shown a tendency to be a 12 team. Like, we know they're going to feature their wide receivers. We know that, like, we kind of know, but we don't know. We don't know what they're actually going to be. You can probably go try to study whatever they were with Kyle McCord, but who knows? They have an entire different personnel package. So that second half, we can't even wait that long. Probably that second quarter, observing what the other team is doing to us, getting on the sideline, talking to our team, saying this is who they are. And not to mention, defensively, what do you even prepare for Matt Patricia? Right? Like, I know that college football tells me they're probably going to be some type of nickel-based, mixed-matched coverage unit. Like, we know that. They're probably going to run some type of zone match, probably going to give you varied looks out of a 4-down front with nickel personnel. But we don't know anything. We don't know anything other than that. Are they going to be a 3 team? Are they going to be a cover 4 team? You mentioned it right there. All those different versions of coverage. That's why it's not just as important for the staff, but also like Arch. Arch's like play identification and coverage identification, his ability to process, all that stuff is going to get really, really tested week 1 right here against Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think another factor that's going to be big in this game is how much does Jeremiah Smith affect this game? Doesn't have to be in the stat line. Doesn't have to be if he goes for 100 yards. Doesn't have to be if he catches 2 touchdowns. What does Texas's defense do to mitigate what he does on offense? Because like we said last night, if you're doing bracket coverage with him where you're dedicating a whole other safety to the box, or you're dedicating a whole other safety over top of him, you have 2-on-1 now, you're minus in the count. And we talked about it. If that happens, Carnell Tate might go for 100 yards in this game.
Yeah. So
what does Jeremiah Smith do to affect Texas's defense just as a whole? I think that will be a big key to this game.
No doubt. I mean, it really like dictates the entire game almost. Like, just like I'm interested to see what they do, but it's also interesting because like these two teams played each other the last game that they played. Like, I know it's not recent, but it's recent. I mean, it's literally like if Ohio State wins, it's back-to-back wins against Texas, literally. So fairly recent, like just interesting, like if there are adjustments from like that game to this game, or like, I think it's impossible considering like both teams are changing a lot personnel-wise.
Big name I'm looking forward to watching in that football game, Kenyatta Jackson, number 97 from Ohio State. I feel like everybody knows Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau off this roster. Every time I watched 97 move last year, I'm like, he seems undersized with how well he's moving. And then you look at the roster and you see that he is like 6'6", 275 pounds. He is a freak. Okay. I think it's a Florida kid that went all the way up there to Ohio State and has been sitting on that bench for 3 years now and is about to be a guy, I think, for that football team. So that'll be interesting. Anything else on this football game? What is he listed at?
He is from Florida, by the way.
St. Thomas?
Yes.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Or no, Chaminade.
Chaminade, excuse me. Oh, Jeremiah Smith.
There you go.
Yeah. Damn, they go down there often, huh?
Apparently. They got a little pipeline.
Yeah. It's a good high school football program in South Florida, so it makes a lot of sense. Any other thoughts on this football game?
Not like preview wise. Just like, I don't know, super excited for it.
I am too, man. I think it's going to be a good one.
I kind of like, and I know Ohio State fans, you hate it.
You kind of like it's at noon?
I do. I do. Like, listen, like for like as long as we wait for a college football season to get here, it's so cool that we get this matchup like right off the rip.
You're right.
Like this is what kicks off the college football season. Like I know we got week 0 games this week, but week 1 is what like officially kicks off college football. I'm glad that this is the one that starts it off.
Yeah, no easing into this.
But it being at night would have been cool.
I think we had a super
honestly,
earlier, by the way.
I do think I take my statement back. For this weekend, with how many great football games there are, I don't want it being pinned up against another decent game at 7:30.
Exactly.
Give it to me at noon when there's no other football game I care to watch. I'm with it.
The only thing that stinks is we're probably not going to watch the end of it.
Yeah, no.
And you miss out on Alabama, Florida State, but I think you'll be okay there. We did also have a Super Chub asking a question about this football game. It says, this is from Jonathan, what's his name? Jonathan DeGell. I hope I said that right. With Sark's simple playbook, does that make it more difficult against elite defenses, especially line of scrimmage adjustments?
So what's difficult about, for me, when I study Sark, if I were to try to prepare for Sark, it's not that it's simple, it's that he wants you to think it's simple so he can beat you over the head with the bat over here, right? He's gonna do this and give you that false jab the whole entire time, all just trying to set up that hook. Like that's what he's trying to do. So that's the most difficult thing to me, is that he almost lulls you into these types of explosives. I don't know if that's more difficult against elite defenses. What I would imagine gives Sark the most problems is defenses that are varying both the pre-snap and post-snap looks. Like if we're giving you a bunch of different pictures, that's important. We have to do that to Sark. But not only that, we have to give him different pictures pre-snap and post-snap because he's trying to sit over there and check with Mimi. Like when you see Texas looking towards the sideline, be wetting down your leg. That guy's giving an answer to the quarterback right now. He sees something. So we got to give him a variety of those things, right? We have to vary the looks. I think that's what Georgia did best to him last year. Like that's why Georgia gave that team so much problems, in my opinion, because they were mixing the looks pre-snap and post-snap.
Yeah, and I think you have to, and I think that they'll be able to do that.
And for that matter, that's what Knowles did to him in that football game.
Yep.
I thought Knowles had Sark on his heels just as much as anybody else. Hell, it took him all the way into the fourth to get Gunnar Helman explosive, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it took long into the football game before they felt like they got some easy grass. So, there you go.